You know that libraries are more than words. The library is also a community resource, helping us stay connected, entertained, and informed in our towns. In February, the Pembroke Public Library welcomed new library director Marcie Walsh O'Connor. Julie Thompson talked with Marcie about her career and what brought her here, and what's new and next for the Pembroke Public Library.
I'm very pleased to welcome Marcie Walsh O'Connor, who's the new director of the Pembroke Public Library. So excited to have you here. Now, you're filling some big shoes of Deborah Wall, who was in that position for almost 20 years. So let's talk a little bit about your background and what brought you here. I know you started as a page in Rockland. You have a master's degree that you got from Simmons College in 2009 in Library and Information Sciences, and you've both recently been the library director in Whitman. Talk about this whole process and how you got to where you are right now.
As a teenager, I was hanging out in the library as one of my safe places, and as a person who wasn't very extroverted and loved reading, that was one of my favorite places to hang out. And the director, Janet Husband, came up to me and said, "You're here a lot. Do you want to get paid to be here?" And I said, sure. And I was a page there for several years going through college. And I worked at my undergrad college library. And it was fun and exciting, but I thought it was just something kids did, or very older women. Because I didn't see that person in their 40s or 30s working there.
Right.
It was teenagers and women over 60,
okay.
And that was it. So I got my undergrad in psychology, and I did some social work. And then I ended up getting very burnt out on the social work aspect.
Yeah.
And I ended up, one of my old library staff friends called me and said, "I have an opening in Rockland. I know you got your start here. I think you'd be amazing at it. Why don't you come interview for me?" I got the job. I ended up working there for a couple of years, started my master's in Simmons, worked at a college right next to Simmons, Mass College of Pharmacy, and I loved it.
Right.
And knew that, and being in college at Simmons was definitely one of those things where you're like, these are all my people.
Right.
Where were you?
Yeah, right.
And it was a very much more diverse population than I had been used to in libraries, all ages, all genders.
Sure.
All different people, and they were all like me, who loved reading, but also loved other things of libraries that were just starting to come out.
Right.
Like that a library was a safe place for people, and it wasn't just for those introverts. It was for underserved populations. It was for people that were struggling to find even just tax forms or computer help, and these were things that were slowly coming out in the late 90s and the early 2000s. And I remember sitting with a patron who was a gentleman and older, and he ended up just needing to set up an email so his grandchildren could email him.
Yeah.
And I set it up for him. It was beautiful and wonderful. He called me over, and he read the email from his grandchild to me, and it was just
wow.
It was wonderful,
and it made a difference in his life. Yeah,
right. And it didn't have anything to do with books,
but it's connecting, and that's what libraries.
Yes.
The bottom line is libraries connect, and it doesn't matter if you're 2 or if you're 102. Libraries are kind of a connectivity for everybody. Let's talk about the Pembroke Library. It has multiple offerings for all ages, things like a book club. It has movie matinees, exhibits, displays, Lego club, story time. There's not a day that goes by that there isn't something unique going on in the library. You also have people have the ability to borrow things, anything from a sewing machine to a ukulele, which is, strange, right? You don't think of a library as that. So talk to me about how vast the library's services have actually become.
I once had a town manager not here explain to me that you can't be all things for all people. And I said, watch me.
Good for you.
We have hotspots. We just bought a karaoke machine to circulate. We have a circuit printer for all those people that love all those vinyl cutouts
Yeah.
of you put on your wall or you put on your coffee cup. I mean, the ability to have the funding and the support to do these things in Pembroke is, it just blows my mind every day. And that when I have a staff that comes in and asks me for something and I say, let's figure out how to pay for this and let's do it. And it's just, it makes coming to work
Wonderful.
a blessing.
Yeah. Now, let me ask you this. How do you determine what activities or programs you're going to continue or even maybe expand, and which ones have kind of come to the end of their lifespan and you're going to put them away for a while? How do you make that determination?
So one of the things that I really love, and this is where like I kind of geek out a little bit, is statistics. And now most library users don't realize this, but we keep statistics on everything, and we keep them for the year, we keep them for the fiscal year. Some of them we have to report. I report to the trustees, and they acknowledge that we're going in the right direction, or we need to assess something.
Yep.
Some of them we have to report to the state,
Mm-hmm.
and some of them we have to even report to the federal government. So by keeping these statistics, I can determine that we're heading where we need to head and that certain things aren't working the way they need to be.
Sure.
So when I came in here, I came into the building with a fresh set of eyes, and I sat down with the staff and I was like, all right, what's working, what's not working?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what we can figure out. Do we need 3 or 4 different categories of paperbacks? What's going on with the building? I think we need new windows.
Mm-hmm.
Is the heating system working as well as it could? Is this place a warm and friendly place to be? Yes, the staff is warm and friendly, but is the actual building warm enough?
Right.
These are all the things that we have to address and look at. And I will be assessing those throughout the year,
Mm-hmm.
and figuring out what's working and what's not working. And the staff has been phenomenal at like helping me say, I really want to do this program. Can we add this? And let's throw everything out and start fresh, but also let's remember where we're coming from. Let's
Absolutely.
figure out what's worked, and let's still do those things.
And how do you get intel from the community? Do you request people to send ideas, or how can people say, hey, I saw something at another library and I really like it to be tried at the Pembroke Library? How do people contact you about that?
I love people stopping in my office. They can call, they can email me.
Yep.
I had a woman come in the other day and she just said, this is the best library I've ever been in. Can we do a display for Ukraine materials if you have enough? And I said, sure, let's figure this out. And so for me, getting that feedback is always great and wonderful. I mean, obviously everyone loves to hear that their staff is phenomenal.
Right.
But I knew that, and I've known that since the first day I walked in the building. But finding out from the community is one of my favorite things. And I plan to do surveys. I plan to do maybe focus groups, even figure out where we're doing well and where we need to improve.
Oh, good for you. So that's one of your goals for 2022 is to really do a community assessment of the usage
Yes.
of the library and the desires of the people that are in the community. That's wonderful. So personally, you are married to your wife, Erin. You have an 11-year-old daughter, Ellie. You have 4 cats and a dog. And you work full-time here at the library. How do you make it all work?
By having a very supportive spouse who loves my job almost as much as I do. And she every day makes sure that I can put my job when I need to put it first and when I need to focus on my family. I just got back from a vacation with the 3 of them, with the 3 of us and the dog. And it was
wonderful.
It's wonderful to have
Yep.
that time to decompress, but it's good to come back.
And you come back energized. Yeah.
Yes.
Good for you. Well, we are so thrilled to have you in Pembroke. Best of luck to you. I'm sure we'll meet with you again many times, and we will follow what's going on in the Pembroke Public Library. Thank you, Marcie.
Thank you.
Thank you. Visit pembrokepubliclibrary.org to stay up to date on what's happening at the library.
If you've enjoyed this video by the local scene, please give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. Thank you for watching.